Are you a Meghan hater? You know what I say? Everybody loves Meghan. What's up, you guys? So, I wanted to talk today about Meghan Markle because one of the things I keep seeing stories that come across my feed about Meghan Markle getting all kinds of backlash and just really negative stories about this woman. I just started to wonder what exactly has Meghan Markle actually done for her to deserve so much hate? I'm not a big fan of the royals. Like, I never really follow her. I don't really specifically care for her, in terms of like in awe of her life. But it just now has got me thinking because there's so much negativity about this woman that it's something that they're just trying to give us what do they call this when they tell you something is one thing but you're looking at it uh it's not brown nosing. What is it called? I'll think of the word and I'll come back to it. But it's like you're looking at something and you see it and you're like, okay, um, it's like this is a duck. And they're like, no, Wani, it's not a duck, it's a cow. But I know what a duck looks like. This is a duck. No, it's not a duck, it's a cow. Can't you see the tail? I don't see any tail. Yes, the tail is right there, and they're just trying to tell you to see something that isn't even there. I think that's exactly what they're doing with Meghan Markle and this whole fake story about people, first of all, hating on her and hating on Harry. I don't think people have that much invested in this rich, beautiful couple living their lives in California to have that much of a hate and vitriol as the press seems to say people hate them, right? I don't believe it. I think people are busy with their own lives. I know, like for me, I'm worried about how I pay my bills. I'm not thinking about Megan and how she betrayed the royal family. There's a theory that says she gets all this bad press because the royal PR team don't want them to be happy and live well. So they have to put out these stories. So these stories are put out there so people can think that they don't want Harry to live a good life. They want him to regret his decision to leave his family and take on the life of a regular citizen in the United States. Because imagine if Harry was to go on and live happily ever after, right? Then that would be really bad for the royal business because other people would jump ship and say, what the hell? Why am I suffering here doing all this fake protocol, living this life, this constrained life? And look at what Harry did. He left, he's happy, he lives a beautiful life with his wife in California. So, of course, the press, the royal press, um, don't want to see something like this happen. And that's what I believe they put out these stories about Meghan Markle. What are some of the things that they're saying? Let's take a look. So even when you do a simple search with Love Megan to kind of take a review of her Netflix show, this is the search results you're getting. The first thing that we see is from House Beautiful, serious questions. So let's see what this serious questions can be. So House Beautiful says, how authentic can with Love Megan really be? Okay. So the Netflix series premieres on January 15th. So that's going to be what in today is the 8th. So sometime next week. I think it's what, Wednesday? And I can't wait to watch it. From the trailer, what I saw, it looked wonderful. It looked like well filmed. The graphics were beautiful. She looks like she lives in a very nice home. And whatever she was making looked really delicious. And I wanted to eat it. And Meghan Markle is a beautiful woman. So people want to watch her. I believe she's hugely popular. Why would Netflix keep giving her a show if nobody wanted to watch her? There are lots of people that want Netflix shows. So this article reads, Meghan Markle is so back. No, not because she's rejoining the royal family or finally launching her mysterious jam brand. Rather, the Duchess of Sussex recently returned to Instagram and announced that her new lifestyle show with Love Megan is premiering on Netflix January 15th. As someone who is fascinated with pop culture and homebody hobbies in equal measure, I've been thinking a lot about this upcoming series. How does she get her floral arrangements looking so polished and professional? Only time will tell. Should I also take up beekeeping? Well, yeah, why not if you have a farm? And on a slightly skeptical note, how authentic is with Megan really going to be? What does she mean by authentic? How authentic will it be? Let's figure out what this writer is asking. After all, the Netflix series isn't even filmed at Markle's home. Okay, so it's not filmed at her home. Reports claim that the show's California coastal setting is an 8 million Monticello home that belongs to philanthropists Tom and Sherry Cipolla. Okay, so it's not filmed in her home, probably because she doesn't want people spying on her children. She doesn't want to disrupt her family life. She wants her privacy, right? And prying eyes. She gets so much vitriol in the press that she's very careful about her children, and I don't blame her. So, yeah, she agreed to do it, but she doesn't have to film it in her home. I may be a sucker for the Markle sparkle, a healthy mix of quiet luxury and coastal grandmother. But some critics have pointed out that with Love, Megan trailer looks very staged. Okay, that's a criticism. The series picture perfect backdrop seems more like a sterile movie set than a real home. Okay, that's a criticism. That is a crime in these days that the backdrop feels sterile. Are you guys not watching Housewives? That's supposed to be reality TV. I just watched Married to Medicine. Quad wakes up in the morning. She's in full makeup. Who wakes up in full makeup? Even if you did and went to bed with your makeup, it wouldn't look that perfect, or you would have really bad skin. Reality is messy. So, of course, reality shows are staged and they make it look perfect because people wouldn't be watching. If I want to see a messy kitchen, I'll just look at my kitchen. It's called aspirational television. That's what it really should be. And it is a real home, it's somebody else's home, and there's a film crew, and there's if you guys even if I film this particular little video that I'm doing, I'm not gonna show you the mess. I'm sitting in a room that if you could see there's mess behind there. So, yeah, guys, what you see on a video is the best presentation somebody can bring forward at that time, right? People are not going to show you their worst and their lowest. So this doesn't make any sense why this would be a complaint. So they say the series' picture perfect backdrop seems more like a sterile movie set than a real home, a far cry from the pursuit of joy Markle promises to imbue in each episode. That I d okay. Still, Markle legions of fans are eagerly anticipating the series as it's sure to provide some much needed comfort watching. Considering the year we have ahead, I guess that's referencing the whole Donald Trump year that's coming up. That could be exactly what we all need. The pristine 45,000 square foot home comes complete with avocado trees, citrus groves, Caesar stone countertops, and a 48-inch Thermador range. Could have been plucked right from the Nancy Meyers movie. Watching Marco gather veggies from the garden, bake cakes, and host famous friends as friends, we can enjoy some low stakes entertainment and perhaps pick up a few lifestyle tips along the way. Also, we can't be too mad at Markle for not filming the show at her real home, since Harry and Meghan also filmed their 2022 Netflix docuseries in another rented property. This is par for the course. And when you consider how invasive the paparazzi, which is exactly what I was saying, paparazzi and threats of intruders, they're not going to endanger their family for this nonsense, have been toward the twosome. It justifies the decision. Plus, by setting the series in a neutral space, we can focus less on Markle's surroundings and more on what she has to say. But I think the surroundings count too because we want to see a beautiful home and have aspirations to one day me too will have a house with a I don't ever wanna have a bee, farm or whatever, be a beekeeper, but definitely an avocado tree, definitely have this sort of picturesque, pristine life when your real life is full of, like, "How am I gonna pay this bill? How am I gonna pay for, university? How am I going to, buy gas for the car? How am I gonna buy stuff for my kids to go to school? How am I gonna pay my healthcare bills, right? Like, this type of entertainment, if you can even afford a Netflix subscription, because that's something that, is now a lot of people are complaining about the price of streaming services. I just saw this great video, you should go watch it, by one of the YouTubers, Lovely T, I think that's her name, and she talks about the how people are really Netflix is really coming under fire for charging high prices and not delivering the top-notch services, and now that you have to subscribe to so many different streaming services just to get the shows that you want, and that it's reminiscent of cable television, why people left cable for streaming, and now it's sort of like we're going right back into it, but anyway, I digress, and, you guys should go check out that, channel. Okay, so that was the gist of that article, which essentially was again, like I said, I think these headlines are just sensationalist just to get us clicking, but in reality, uh there are more people that like Meghan Markle than don't like her, and there's absolutely no reason to hate this woman. She I considering all the people that we have in the news to have vitriol, s Sean Diddy, who has been accused of horrible crimes, are we saying that Meghan Markle is in the same, vein here, or that we as public are hating on someone because they have a very nice life? Come on, guys. Think, use your head. This is not true. Nobody hates Meghan Markle. I mean, people do not like her, but for the most part, I don't believe that so many people don't like her. And probably the people who don't like her will leave a comment below in this video telling me that they don't like her, but I'm telling you equally the ones that do like her will put that through. And I have no stake in the game. I just feel like there's nothing that this woman has done to be so hated, except it's fun to hate her, I guess. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. It's fun to hate her. Okay. Then her friend Mindy Kaling, she says calling Meghan Markle backlash unnecessary and a waste of time. Mindy Kaling calls Meghan Markle backlash unnecessary and a waste of time after appearing in her Netflix series with Love Meghan. At the Golden Globes red carpet, Mindy Kaling responded to the backlash. Again, what backlash, except that the one that the press is making up against Meghan Markle ahead of the release of her Netflix cooking show with Love Meghan on January 15th. Since marrying into the royal family in 2018, Markle has been no stranger to online trolling, especially racist remarks about her being biracial. After the trailer for With Love Meghan was released last week, some have gone after the show for being out of touch. That's Meghan McCain, she says it's out of touch, which is what does that even mean? How is it out of touch? Out of touch with what? There so many shows on the same genre, but her show is out of touch? What should she be doing? When asked about the backlash against the show by Malkin, Variety senior culture and events editor, Kaling said, I just feel like people get mad about stuff that feels unnecessary. I agree with Mindy and a waste of time. Maybe Kaling is maybe and a waste of time, maybe. Kaling is featured in the cooking show, which she filmed in Montecito, California, around 10 months ago, while while she was 2 months postpartum. This isn't the first time Kaling has publicly supported Markle, as she collaborated with her back in 2022 in the Archetype podcast, reflecting on her time working with Markle on with Love, Meghan, Kaylin describes how she can do anything, describing Meghan, a thoughtful, creative person with stuff the home, and she has a garden. She legitimately has garden, so it was really fun for someone like me. So even though it's not filmed in her house with her garden, she has a garden in her own house. So they wanted to make this show happen, Netflix, and they said, okay, let's set up a stage, a set, so that we can recreate what it would be like at your home and make it familiar as what it would be like at your home. Ahead of Oscar nominations announced on January 17th and voting starting tomorrow, Kaling also teased the film Anju, which she produced. Anyway, then this rest of the article just talk about Kaling. eh, Kaling is at the Golden Globes. She has a film to promote, but instead they want to talk about Meghan Markle because she was featured in that. And so she had to answer that thing. And then after answering that, she basically tried to plug her movie, which most people, for the most part, people just want to sensationalize the whole Meghan Markle story. And of course, somebody interviews Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan doesn't like um Meghan Markle. Meghan McCain slams Meghan Markle Netflix series as out of touch and utterly tone deaf to the moment. That's why the world likes her. I like her. I like Meghan Markle. And the only reason I'm even liking Meghan Markle, because I literally have no opinion about her, is just because people want you to not like her for, and I feel like it's bullying her. Why are we bullying this woman? Meghan McCain came out swinging against Meghan Markle after the Duchess of Sussex premiered the official trailer. She came out because of a trailer swinging against her. For the upcoming Netflix series, the lifestyle series titled With Love, Meghan pairs how-tos for cooking, gardening, and homemaking with candid conversations with special guests such as Mindy Kaling, Roy Choi, Prince Harry, and more. McCain slammed the series for being utterly tone deaf for the moment. What does this woman know about being in touch? I was originally a Meghan Markle supporter, says McCain. I thought she was cool. She is cool, stylish. She is stylish, and she is refreshing. McCain wrote in a post on X, like the rest of the world, my opinion changed when she disrespected the royal family. Okay. So that's her crime, disrespecting. So Meghan Markle's crime is disrespecting the royal family. Okay. Now that she wants to be an American again instead of British aristocracy, what she seems to forget is Americans want real, raw, uncensored. Ugh, Megan. No, we don't. We don't want real, raw, and uncensored. We want what Megan's selling. And Megan became an aristocracy because she married a prince. And any woman who married a prince would become like Kate Middleton is an aristocrat. Hello, because she married William. That's just what happens when ordinary people marry kings and queens. They become aristocrats. It's not that she decided to make herself one. That's what happened when a prince fell in love with her. Get over it, Meghan. Anyway, I was originally a Meghan Markle supporter. I thought she was cool, stylish, and refreshing, McCain wrote in a post on S. Like the rest of the world, my opinion changed when she disrespected the royal family. Now that she wants to be an American again instead of a British aristocracy, what she seems to forget is Americans want real, raw, and uncensored. All of this, even in the trailer, is highly curated, produced, and out of touch. I don't know what she means by that. What is how do you define out of touch? There have been 2 terror attacks in 2 days. What does that have to do with Meghan? Netflix also released Squid Games. Squid Games is like very violent. So should that not have been released? There have been 2 terror attacks in 2 days. Major wars raging and Americans can't pay for groceries. Exactly. That's why we need something this good, just this simple to take our minds off of stress of life. McCain continued, "We are a country in rage." Oh my goodness. This is what I'm saying. She's creating this story which is not true, a country in rage. I feel like the country is settling in. Everybody's very happy that they've elected Donald Trump for the most part, right? The majority of people voted for what they wanted Donald Trump, right? So the rest of the people who didn't get that seems to be okay and trying to wait to see what happens. So what is she talking about when she says we're a country in rage? I these are just words that she's bringing. There's no evidence of us being a country in rage. We are a country in rage, uncertainty, and intensity right now. This concept is ill-advised. I would have told her to do a show helping bring fresh food to food deserts in low-income neighborhoods. I mean, you can still do it. You do it, Megan. What are you doing, actually? Why don't you do it, Megan McCain, instead of this podcast that you're doing? Do something to help people instead of your ego. This is helping people. This is helping people who want something not to stress about. This is helping people who want just a quiet, relaxing Netflix and chill at home, right? They don't want to hear the news. They don't want to hear all the problems in the world and all the fighting that's happening. They want to disengage. So it is helping people. Do something to help people instead of your ego. This is why the world doesn't like you. The world doesn't like Megan. That is not true. Absolutely not true. Where do you get this information from? Did you do a poll? There's billions of people in the world. The world likes Megan. That's why when she does things, people go there and watch. That's why you're even writing about her because her name brings eyeballs, brings traffic, brings money. And so Meghan McCain continually goes on. This is why the world doesn't like you, nothing else, just completely and utterly tone deaf to the moment. And I think this is just exactly what the world does because Meghan Markle's name brings so much attention. And you can either spin it in a negative way and make up this story about the world doesn't like her, which is so untrue. Yeah, maybe a handful of people like you, Meghan McCain, don't like her, but the world, that's exaggerating. Okay. Markle originally debuted the trailer for Netflix series on Instagram and wrote, "I've been so excited to share this with you. I hope you love the show as much as I love making it. Wishing you all a fantastic new year. Thanks for our amazing crew and the team at Netflix. Beyond grateful for the support and fun." It's directed by Michael Steed with Love. Megan consists of 8 33-minute episodes, and it's produced by Markle and Harry's Archwell Productions and the Intellectual Property Corporation, a part of Sony Picture Television. The show official plot description from Netflix reads, "This inspiring series, produced by Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, reimagines the genres of lifestyle programming." lending practical how-tos and candid conversations with friends, new and old. Megan shares personal tips and tricks, embracing playfulness over perfection, and highlights how easy it can be to create beauty even in the unexpected. And Meghan Markle is known for her style. Her wedding was impeccable. Her dress, when she was in the royal family, she was always praised for her style, always. I've never seen Meghan Markle dress poorly. So she knows how to create beauty. She and her guests roll up their sleeves in the kitchen, the garden, and beyond, and invite you to do the same. And it's kind of like watching Martha Stewart. Do you think Martha Stewart doesn't have bloopers and flops? But are we seeing all the bloopers and flops? We're seeing the result that everybody inspires to want to have. This lady, Meghan McCain, is just looking for attention, and she definitely got it because we're talking about it. But I'm here. Look, I'm just here to say, don't believe all these stories. I feel like these stories about Meghan Markle and her being not liked is an exaggeration. There's nothing this woman has done to be not liked. Okay, the only thing she did, according to even this woman who doesn't like her, is disrespect the royal family. That is not a crime to disrespect the family. This woman disrespected her family because she felt they were disrespecting her and treating her poorly and causing her a lot of emotional stress. So what did she do? She left. She packed up her husband and her family and she left the United Kingdom so that she could have peace of mind and live her life. And she needs to make money just like everybody right now. She wants to do a series and she wants to show us how to make beauty out of ashes, right? And I think it's very welcomed because people want to see eye candy. Go on Netflix, it's full of eye candy. My next thing to watch is Dubai Bling. Okay, is that out of touch? No. Squid Games, very Squid Games too, very violent. Is that out of touch given the situation that we're doing? Beyonce singing at the halftime show over Christmas, is that out of touch because she's doing a grand performance and there's a lot going on in the world? Come on. Anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're finally in the YouTube Partner Program. It took me 4 long years. 4 long years. I'm super excited and I hope to keep getting better and better. YouTube has been really challenging for me. Um just being able to talk in front of the camera, but as you do it more and more, I'm hoping it's going to get better and better. And I thank you all who have already subscribed to the channel. You have been part of my dreams coming true. And I promise that I will try to do my best to deliver consistent content, thought provoking, and maybe a little bit controversial, but I've always thought different. And this is a great space for me to be able to discuss some of my thoughts with my community. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like and follow. Leave your comments below. What do you think? Are you a Megan hater or I say, you know what I say? Everybody loves Megan. All right, thank you for watching.